Hi everyone. I just wanted to check in now that you have conducted your interviews and you are choosing the kind of analysis that you are going to do, because I'm seeing recurrent misunderstandings across your proposals. So let's review for a moment what narrative analysis is. Narrative analysis is not summarizing a story to show that you heard it and that you have quotes to give evidence that you heard it. A narrative analysis is when a researcher sees a story, hears the different meanings that are emerging from that interviewee, and connects it to a recurrent cultural phenomenon that we can learn more about what it means to be human. Now, different ways we're doing that for this unit. It could be that the structure of the story matters, that the way the interviewee decided to structure the events, the order, what they included, where they began, where they ended, is significant enough that by looking at that structure, we learn something about that phenomenon, that human experience. It is not simply giving the order of the story as it was told. That's summarizing. You've been doing that since you were very young children. That's just comprehension, and we are moving beyond comprehension to analysis. A thematic interview means you choose a theme and you trace that theme through the story, supported by quotes, and say why that one specific theme, on perhaps the recurrence of jealousy, the recurrence of reflection, the recurrence of sorrow, remorse, pride. What is this recurrent idea, feeling, experience that kept coming up? Now, there can be many themes across one interview, but the important thing is to zero in on the themes one at a time. And for this assignment, choose one. Show that you see where this theme is, supported by quotes that are your data. And then tell us why that specific theme of loneliness, that specific theme of needing independence, that specific theme of relying on oneself, that specific theme of jealousy, that specific theme of remorse, whatever it might be, tells us something about being human in this situation and this topic and this phenomenon that you're exploring in a narrative analysis. Now, when we move to a dialogic or relational analysis, when you are in that space, we are not talking about their relationships they're having within the story. It is that moment of that interaction. The interaction between you and that interviewee was powerful enough, significant enough, that the actual act of performing the interview gives us insight to humanity. Now, there's no one right answer for which of these that you choose. I have done these different analyses across the same data set with the same interviews. What matters is that you choose one of them and you trace that phenomenon and teach us what we learn about being human from this interaction and this new knowledge you are creating in the time and space of the interview. Reach out if you have questions. This can be difficult. We've been relaying stories our whole lives. Now we are going beyond relaying that story, beyond summarizing everything in that story, to zeroing in, tracing one theme, looking at the specific structure and why it matters, zeroing in on the moment of the interview and how the meaning making between that interviewee and us teaches us something about humanity. I am excited to see what you come up with. As always, I'm here and I would love to talk to you. Thanks so much. Bye.